One person was killed and two others hurt after a shooter opened fire on an ICE facility in Dallas.
Now, this is a breaking news story we've been following all day, and Sarah Allegre joining us live now from Dallas with the very latest. Sarah?
Well, Sylvia, Terrence, we have been out here throughout the morning into the afternoon, and immigration agents, they are just on edge after investigators say they were being targeted by a sniper. Now, earlier today, we did get confirmation from the Department of Homeland Security that 3 detainees were shot. Of the 3, 1 fatality. Federal investigators spent the day combing through a Dallas rooftop. They say that's where a gunman took aim at an ICE field office.
We believe that he was shooting at law enforcement and the detainees from an apartment building, that it looks like the detainees were among the victims.
Officers say the shooter took his own life as police closed in, and ICE confirms the detainees shot were sitting inside a transport van at the time of the attack.
The shooter was firing indiscriminately throughout the whole building. We found bullets throughout the entire building that had punctured into the facility.
The motive's still a mystery, but FBI Director Kash Patel shared this photo of bullets found nearby. One had anti-ICE written on it.
The FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
Officials say no ICE agents were hurt. Now, this comes just months after another attack on a Texas immigration facility. Prosecutors called that one a planned ambush.
This is the second time I've had to stand in front of you and talk about a shooter at one of my facilities, and I think that the takeaway from all of this is that the rhetoric has to stop.
Yeah, and we're still waiting to learn the identities of those 3 detainees who were shot. ICE also confirming a little bit earlier that they were being processed here at the field office before being moved to a long-term detention facility. In Dallas, Sarah Allegre, Fox 32 Chicago.
Security experts say ICE facilities across the country have become high-profile venues and that it's time that security is taken even more seriously. The ICE facility near Chicago in suburban Bridgeview has been a focus since immigration enforcement was stepped up in our area. After protesters clashed with agents, barriers were eventually put up. One security expert we spoke to today says those barriers should have been placed long before the protests because all of these facilities are high-profile targets.
They need to look at their security measures, their technology with cameras, with their fencing, that's their physical security measures, the personnel they have, and the contiguous area. That high ground should have been addressed. When they have an arrival or departure from that facility, there should be ICE personnel that are, searching the immediate area. Maybe they could have spotted that shooter. They got to learn from this. They have to be aware back to the Kirk tragedy, back to that high ground.
G. Michael Verdon says these facilities are the most vulnerable during those arrivals and departures.